Chosen one, stop scrolling immediately. Do not take your eyes off this screen because this is a severe divine interception that you cannot afford to miss. You did not land on this message by chance today. The heavy attacks you have been facing recently are not random at all, but they are hard proof that the enemy is absolutely panicking. Right now, there is a massive spiritual war taking place over your timeline. Something monumental is shifting in the unseen realm. The darkness is throwing everything it has to keep you distracted, and they want you to swipe away to ignore this warning. If you leave now, you will single-handedly shut the door on the exact breakthrough your soul has been crying out for. Heaven has officially routed this transmission to your device to wake you up. You must understand that people are mad and deeply jealous. It is all about you. They see the light you carry, even when you feel completely empty inside your own body. Your spirit has been restless lately for a very specific reason. A secret delivery is coming, but you must be physically and spiritually prepared to receive it. Funny how everyone pretended they did not see your power growing in the dark. Before you do anything else, take one real breath. I know you feel completely exhausted, your shoulders are tight, the weight is incredibly real. And every morning when you wake up, the heaviness is already sitting on your chest before you even open your eyes. You push through the day, you smile for them, but inside, you are barely holding on to your faith. You feel entirely isolated and misunderstood by the people closest to you. They always described you the same way. You were too kind. You were too forgiving. You were the one who stayed quiet just to keep the peace. And because of that silence, they severely underestimated your true potential. Heaven allowed them to test you so you could realize how dangerous your inner light truly is. Are you feeling completely hopeless right now? Stop right there. The intense loneliness and the endless cycle of toxic situations was absolutely not a curse. It was a rigorous spiritual crucible designed to protect your aura. Heaven had to ruthlessly remove those counterfeit connections because your true path is finally opening up. If you swipe away, you will miss the exact divine seal you need to recognize your new era. Before we go further, I want to hold something very important in front of you. Something that was discovered not inside a church or a spiritual community, but inside a quiet research laboratory. Something that won the highest scientific recognition available and that most chosen ones have never been told about. Because it explains something I know you have felt deep down. It explains the painful gap between the person you know yourself to be and the version of you that seems available only in brief flashes. The world tried to convince you that this gap was a character flaw or a lack of discipline. I will show you exactly what the researchers found, but not yet. First, I need you to fully understand what was actually taken from you. So, I want you to hold this specific question in your mind. What if the massive gap blocking your success is not a character flaw at all? What if it has a scientific name? You have spent years thinking you were broken or uniquely cursed by the universe. You watched others succeed effortlessly while you struggled just to keep your head above the water. They are battling for you because you carry a generational breaker code. The narcissists and the manipulators are terrified of the moment you finally realize your own worth. They fed on your confusion for years, but their time is officially up. You are standing at the edge of the most significant spiritual transition of your entire human existence, and you cannot afford to look away now. You have shed so many tears in secret rooms where nobody else was watching. You whispered prayers into the dark and felt like the universe was completely silent. It was never silent. It was simply waiting for you to reach this exact coordinate in time and space. The forces that profit from your exhaustion are terrified of what happens when you finally wake up. I need you to stay locked on this message until the very last second. Make a promise to your future self right now. Do not let this transmission fade into the background noise of the internet. Listen closely to what I am about to reveal. The truth about your brutal test is about to be exposed, and the physical key to your total liberation is hidden inside these words. Your intuition dragged you here because heaven is trying to hand you the decoder ring for the weird phenomena happening around you lately. People are acting strange. Doors are closing unexpectedly. You feel like you are walking through a dense fog. I am here to tell you that you are not being punished. You are being divinely isolated for a massive kingdom-level upgrade. Listen carefully to what I am about to say next. I know exactly how tired your soul is right now. You have been carrying a massive burden that nobody else can see. And every single time you tried to explain this invisible weight, people looked at you like you were crazy. You felt the sharp sting of rejection. You wondered if you were the problem all along. Take a deep breath and let that false guilt go. That sudden tightness in your chest is not anxiety. Waking up at exactly 3 in the morning with your mind racing is not a random medical issue. It is your spiritual receiver trying desperately to tune into a frequency that the modern world has drowned out. You are completely normal. Your intuition was always right. You gave your heart to people who only wanted to drain your energy. You poured pure love into bottomless pits. And when you finally walked away, you felt entirely depleted and broken. But hear this clearly right now. The exhaustion you feel is not a punishment for being a good person. It is the exact cost of surviving in a system designed to keep you trapped. Before we dive deeper into the physical reason behind your struggles, we need to anchor your energy. Tap the like button right now as an act of agreement with what God just spoke to you. Doing this establishes a powerful boundary. It signals to the universe that you are finally ready to stop absorbing the darkness of other people. You are claiming your space. Here is what they never told you in school or church. The reason the universe responds effortlessly to certain people and not others is not about faith alone. It is not about perfect discipline. It is not even about your karma. It is actually a very specific brainwave. Scientists have a name for this biological state. They call it the gamma frequency. This is the exact frequency your brain was running when you were a young child. Back then, incredible ideas came to you easily. Learning new things felt entirely effortless. You somehow knew things were going to happen long before they actually did. The world felt like it was completely on your side. That was your gamma brainwave, working in perfect divine alignment. Then, adulthood arrived with a heavy hand, and the modern world went to work on your bright spirit. The chronic stress of survival, the endless glow of screens, the rigid school systems that trained you to blindly conform instead of beautifully create. Every single year, this sacred frequency was suppressed a little further. It was pushed deeper below the surface. When that gamma frequency fades away, your natural genius fades right along with it. Your sharp intuition becomes dull and confused. Those beautiful synchronicities suddenly stop happening. The deep sense that the universe is working with you goes completely silent, until the version of you with lightning, intuition, and divine luck seems like a distant memory. Most people will live their entire human lives without ever knowing this happened to them. But you are absolutely not most people. And the question I asked you to hold a few minutes ago is vital now. The question about a massive gap and a scientific name. The answer to that question is closer than you could ever imagine. You are finally waking up today. Stop blaming yourself for the financial blocks and the relationship failures. The gap between you and the people who seem effortlessly blessed is not a matter of willpower. It is a suppressed frequency that was forcibly taken from you before you ever had the chance to claim your inheritance. You have been fighting a spiritual war with your physical receiver turned off. Think about how incredibly strong you must be. You managed to survive this long while operating on a fraction of your true energetic capacity. They tried to keep you in a constant state of survival fear. They wanted you distracted and exhausted, so you would never question the world around you. But their malicious plan ultimately failed. Your spirit refused to die. I need you to pay close attention to this next part, because everything you have experienced over the past 12 months is about to make complete sense. The doors that suddenly slammed in your face were not accidents. The people who betrayed you were playing a very specific role. You are about to see the massive blueprint behind your deepest and darkest pain. You are not crazy. You are not delusional at all. The heavy spiritual atmosphere you feel when you walk into certain rooms is entirely real. You are highly sensitive because you were designed to be a human radar for divine truth. And the very thing that caused you so much pain is about to become your greatest weapon in this battle. You are exactly where you need to be right now. Do you feel that slight pull in your chest right now? That is your own intuition confirming this ultimate truth. The universe is speaking directly to you through this screen. We are going to uncover the true reason why your kindness was constantly used against you. Do not let anyone distract you from this moment. The healing process has already begun, but here is the truth they tried to hide from you. You might be wondering why the universe took so long to answer your prayers. You thought the silence was a punishment for your past mistakes. You felt entirely abandoned by the people you trusted. But heaven was actively working behind the scenes, and the angels were orchestrating a miraculous escape for your beautiful soul. Every single door that slammed in your face over the last 2 years was a divine intervention. You cried bitterly over opportunities that slipped right through your fingers. You begged for relationships that would have completely destroyed your spirit. The universe did not reject you, but it aggressively protected you from entering rooms where your pure light would be consumed by deeply toxic individuals. It was a brutal but necessary rescue mission. Think about the people who walked away from you when you needed them the most. You felt the sharp and unforgiving sting of sudden betrayal. You asked yourself what you did wrong to deserve such coldness. But heaven deliberately removed those counterfeit connections from your timeline. They were never meant to cross the finish line with you, because their energy could not survive the massive altitude of your new spiritual elevation. Stop thinking you did something wrong to ruin your own life. Stop blaming yourself for the delays and the immense daily loneliness. Your intense isolation is absolutely not a penalty for bad karma. It is a highly classified spiritual quarantine designed to keep you safe. Heaven had to isolate you to upgrade your internal frequency without any outside interference from people who secretly wanted to see you fail. You have been walking through a dry spiritual desert for a very long time. You felt like you were completely invisible to the entire world. But the silence after the storm hits different when you realize you were the storm all along. Your long, quiet season was actually a rigorous training ground. You were learning how to wield your quiet authority in the dark, so you could eventually blind them with your light. I know you still carry the heavy trauma of those sudden endings. The cruel rejection left a very deep scar on your beautiful heart. You repeatedly tried to fix relationships that heaven was intentionally trying to dismantle. You were fighting blindly against your own divine protection protocol. Breathe that exact truth into your lungs right now, because you have finally passed the ultimate test, and the universe is immensely proud of your resilience. Take a deep breath and let that settle completely in your spirit. Pay close attention to this next part, because it is crucial, and it will make absolute sense of your entire chaotic past year. You might have noticed very strange physical symptoms happening to your body recently. The sudden drop in your physical energy when certain people text you is not a coincidence. It is a clear and urgent spiritual warning. You feel a heavy weight on your chest when you enter specific environments. You suddenly lose your appetite when dealing with certain manipulative family members. That is your spiritual immune system actively fighting off toxic energy. Your physical body is desperately trying to warn you about the hidden enemies who are still operating in your inner circle today. Do not ignore these vital biological signals anymore. You are a powerful cycle breaker, chosen by the highest realms. You carry the heavy burden of healing trauma that did not even start with you. The narcissists targeted you specifically because they immediately recognized your rare spiritual authority, and they wanted to dim your bright light before you could realize how much power you truly possess. But their dark manipulation tactics have totally and completely failed. You are boldly stepping into the role of a master of reality. Your energy now demands total respect without a single physical word spoken. The weak people who abandoned you are currently watching your rise with deep regret because they thought they left you in the dark to suffer alone and be forgotten. They did not know you were a lethal weapon of light. So let go of the heavy guilt you carry regarding your past failures. The business projects that collapsed and the plans that fell apart were simply clearing the grand stage. Heaven had to completely demolish your old life to build a kingdom that cannot be shaken, which means you had to lose everything that was fake to finally receive everything that is undeniably real. The divine math is finally working in your absolute favor. But there is a much deeper layer to this strange phenomenon. You need to understand exactly who was orchestrating those silent attacks against your mind. The darkness uses very specific human agents to keep your gamma frequency completely suppressed and dormant. And in the next moment, we are going to expose their exact faces to the light. You cannot unsee the truth once it is finally revealed. Let me tell you the real reason this happened to you. The darkness uses human agents to keep your spirit firmly anchored in confusion. We call them the narcissists and the energy vampires. They did not target you because you were weak or broken. They targeted you precisely because you carried a blazing light that they could never generate on their own. They fed entirely on your endless compassion. You thought you could fix them with your pure love and infinite patience. But a healed person no longer tolerates confusion disguised as absolute love. You finally became the empath with iron boundaries. And the moment you stopped giving them access to your soul, they completely panicked and tried to destroy your reputation. They ran around playing the victim to anyone who would listen. They painted you as the villain in a story where you were actually the sole survivor. But here is the most shocking part of it all. They do not hate you for shining your light. They hate you because your pure existence completely exposes their hidden darkness without you ever saying a single word. This is exactly why your physical body was screaming at you. The sudden chest pain and the 3 a.m. wake-up calls were completely real. Your biological system was actively rejecting their parasitic attachments. Your intuition was violently warning you that the enemy was literally sitting at your dinner table. And now you finally see them clearly. You are dealing with a highly orchestrated spiritual attack. The entire matrix system is designed to keep you trapped in a low vibration. They want you waking up exhausted and terrified about your bank account. A tired chosen one is much easier to control than a fully awakened master of reality. They need you distracted so you never claim your divine inheritance. But their evil matrix is collapsing around them right now. Heaven is actively preparing a massive table for you in the presence of your enemies. Those who plotted against you are watching everything they built slowly crumble into total dust. You do not need to seek revenge or say anything to them, because your complete silence is the ultimate weapon that terrifies their empty souls. You are officially stepping into your era of quiet authority. No more begging to be understood by people committed to completely misunderstanding you. Your divine isolation was a necessary forge to harden your emotional armor. You survived the storm completely alone. And now your presence automatically shifts the atmosphere in every single room you walk into. Before we go to the deeper signs, I have to address something vital. You must actively claim this new identity to lock it into reality. The pitch-black darkness has finally retreated behind you today. The dawn of the new era is shining its brightest rays onto your spiritual crown, and you must take a physical action to solidify this massive breakthrough right now. Do not let this incredible moment pass you by. Type 111 down in the comments to claim this alignment. Doing this creates an absolute shield of energetic protection around your life. It proves to the universe that you are fully ready to receive the kingdom connection you were promised. Seal this reality right now before the enemy tries to steal it. Number 1. Tonight, you become a completely untouchable force. Number 2. Tonight, you become the massive break in your bloodline that future generations will thank you for. You are the anomaly that the system could not break. Tap the like button to activate the flow of God favor over your household immediately. Do it boldly and without any hesitation. But wait, do not leave just yet. There is a hidden mechanism inside your current struggle that we have not fully exposed. The toxic people were only symptoms of a much larger spiritual blockade. Before this message ends, you will understand exactly why everything had to happen the way it did. The real reason your physical body feels so incredibly heavy is about to be revealed. You might be wondering why the universe took so long to send help. You felt like you were drowning in a sea of endless expectations. They drained your emotional bank account until there was absolutely nothing left to give. But heaven was actively measuring their profound disrespect to calculate the exact size of your upcoming compensation package. Every single tear you shed is being converted into literal divine wealth. The universe keeps a flawless record of every time you were unjustly treated. They thought they got away with their cruel manipulation, but the spiritual courts have already ruled firmly in your absolute favor. The gavel has struck the block, and the enemy has been found entirely guilty. This is where everything starts to make complete and perfect sense. You are not a victim who begged to be understood anymore. You are a chosen warrior who survived the hardest battles in total silence, and your energy field is now completely sealed off from their pathetic attempts to drain you. You have successfully starved the dark parasites of your brilliant light today. Before we go any further, I need you to understand this. You have successfully starved the dark parasites of your brilliant light. You did the grueling inner work, and you cut the toxic ties. But there is a physical mechanism behind this spiritual block that is still holding you back. Science is finally catching up to what your soul already knew all along. You see, you can pray and meditate for hours. You can forgive the people who hurt you and set firm boundaries. But if your physical receiver is still turned off, the divine signal simply cannot get through. Your spiritual antenna is currently jammed by the constant hum of modern survival. The elite forces know this exact biological secret very well. They know that a chosen one with a fully active gamma frequency is completely unstoppable, so they weaponized daily stress to keep your brain locked in a state of sheer panic. They want you waking up exhausted and constantly worrying about your bills. A tired mind cannot receive high-level spiritual downloads, but heaven has provided a brilliant escape route. Before I reveal it, I have to tell you something shocking. Something the people who profit from your endless exhaustion really do not want you to know. Neuroscientists working quietly, away from the loud headlines, have discovered how to bring this dormant brainwave back. They found a way to physically flip the switch inside your exhausted and heavy mind. They did not do this through years of meditation that most working people cannot sustain. They did not use biofeedback machines that cost $7,000 and require a sterile clinical setting. They discovered something far simpler and far more aligned with how you were originally designed to work. It is a specific sound frequency engineered for you. This exact frequency guides your brainwave patterns back to the genius state you were naturally born with. Princeton University secretly studied it in their advanced labs. The Einstein Center in Berlin confirmed its incredible power. They realized that the legendary flow state of historical geniuses was driven entirely by this specific gamma brainwave activity. Columbia University went even further with their massive research. They found that when this sacred brainwave is reactivated, it absolutely does not stop with you. It radiates outward like a powerful beacon of light. It begins to positively influence your children and your partner. Your single energetic shift can literally heal the people closest to your heart. 7 minutes a day is all it physically takes. That is the entire requirement to override the toxic beta waves of daily survival. And it begins working the very first time you put your headphones on. I will tell you exactly what this is called and how to access it before this message ends. But first, there is something you must understand about your delay. The agonizing delay in your life was never your fault. You thought you were failing at manifesting because your bank account was simply not growing. You watched other people succeed effortlessly while you worked twice as hard for a fraction of the reward. You secretly thought you lacked faith, or that the universe had forgotten your earthly address entirely. But you were simply trying to catch a divine broadcast with a severely broken antenna. Your soul was completely ready for the massive blessing, but your physical brain was locked in a beta state of pure survival fear. The elite want you stuck in that frustrating loop of trying much harder. They want you buying endless self-help books and blaming yourself. The massive gap between you and the people who seem effortlessly blessed is not discipline. It is not even destiny or karma. It is one single brainwave that the modern world suppressed in you before you ever had the chance to claim your inheritance. You actually felt it vividly as a young child. That effortless genius and the way brilliant ideas just came. Back then, the world somehow worked with you instead of against you. That was your gamma frequency firing on all cylinders before it was stolen without your consent. What if everything you have struggled with is not a character flaw at all? What if it is a suppressed frequency just waiting to be safely switched back on? The final answer is incredibly close now. God often provides the exact physical tool we need right when we are finally ready to receive it. You have done the deep spiritual work. You survived the brutal narcissistic abuse and the lonely nights of endless crying. Now, you just need the physical key to unlock your promised timeline. Your prayers have been heard loudly in the highest heavenly courts. This is exactly why your spirit has been so incredibly restless lately. Your intuition knew that a massive rescue operation was already in motion. Do not ignore this next sign, because it is the final piece of your grand puzzle. As this realization settles into your spirit today, prepare yourself to step completely out of the suffocating darkness forever. The universe does not ask you to suffer endlessly in the dark. You are a cycle breaker who deserves to finally experience the effortless flow of true abundance. Heaven is aligning the physical science with your spiritual destiny to create an unstoppable breakthrough. Stay with me right now, because the final revelation will change how you walk forward forever. Pay close attention to this next part, because it will make sense of your entire past year. You are standing right at the edge of your massive breakthrough today. Heaven is sending you very clear physical signs to confirm that the divine shift has already occurred in the spiritual realm. Do you feel that undeniable shift? The atmosphere around you has completely changed. I am going to reveal the 3 exact signs that prove your miracle is actively descending. Number 1, you are experiencing the absolute silence of your past enemies. The people who used to loudly gossip about you have suddenly gone completely quiet. They are watching your supernatural rise with deep fear because they know they cannot stop your divine elevation. They tried to destroy your reputation in the dark, but God shielded your beautiful spirit. Now, their sudden silence is the ultimate confirmation that the spiritual courts have issued a strict gag order against them. They are no longer permitted to speak against your life. You do not have to fight them, because the universe is fighting the battle for you right now. Number 2. You are seeing strange, numerical synchronicities absolutely everywhere you look. You glance at the clock and see 111 or 777. You see these specific numbers on license plates and receipts all day long. This is absolutely not a random coincidence. It is the angelic realm confirming that your personal frequency is finally aligned with wealth. These repeating numbers are literal breadcrumbs dropped by your spirit guides. They want you to know that the invisible walls holding your blessing are finally collapsing. Number 3. You feel a bizarre sense of deep peace, even though your physical circumstances have not completely changed yet. Your bank account might still look exactly the same today, but deep down in your soul, you feel entirely calm and strangely unbothered. You no longer wake up in a state of sheer panic about your future. This unexplainable peace is the ultimate evidence that your gamma brainwave is beginning to naturally reactivate. Your body knows that the massive provision has already been dispatched from the heavenly courts to your exact address. You are finally vibrating at the frequency of absolute victory. Every single closed door from your past is being violently blown off its hinges. Can you feel that intense energy rising in your chest right now? That is the glorious frequency of a master of reality, taking back control. You are stepping into the exact timeline you were always born to rule. But wait, do not leave just yet. Before we go to the deeper revelation, I have to address something extremely urgent. I need to reveal the fatal trap that has been set up right at the finish line. 99% of chosen ones fall for this massive illusion right before their breakthrough arrives. Darkness always sends a vicious counterfeit when you are this close. Right now, the enemy does not want you to hear these next words at all. If you take your eyes off this screen, you will single-handedly strip yourself of the key to recognizing this deadly trap. Do you want to know exactly how the enemy plans to sabotage your massive kingdom connection? Brace yourself, because this specific tactic is incredibly deceptive and cruel. The fatal trap I warned you about is the sudden return of a toxic person from your past. Right when your real blessing is standing at the door, an old narcissist will suddenly text you. They will offer a fake apology and pretend they have entirely changed. They will try to pull you back into the heavy beta wave frequency of endless drama and survival mode. This is not a sign that they are meant to be in your life. It is a severe test from the universe to see if you have truly learned your lesson. Do not reply to their desperate message. Do not give them a single ounce of your precious energy. That sudden text message is the ultimate test of your new boundaries. The universe wants to see if you will protect your peace. If you engage with them, you will instantly lower your vibration and delay your own miracle. You must remain completely unbothered and utterly silent. Your silence is the massive wall that protects your incoming divine wealth transfer. You are a powerful cycle breaker, and you absolutely refuse to repeat the painful patterns of your deeply exhausted past. You are vibrating on a completely different level now. The Matrix cannot tolerate a chosen one who refuses to play their toxic games. They want you distracted by old drama, so you completely miss the scientific breakthrough waiting for you. But you are far too smart for that trick today. You are fully awake, and you are guarding your high frequency with your life. Take one slow breath in and a slower breath out. Find one quiet place in your mind right now. The season of waiting has officially ended, but you must pass this final test of silence to claim your glorious reward. You have successfully navigated the darkest valleys of your life alone. Now, it is time to uncover the ultimate physical tool that heaven has prepared for you. The waiting season is officially over. The dry desert you walked through has suddenly burst into an oasis of divine favor. Every closed door is being blown off its hinges. Can you feel that massive shift in your spirit right now? That is the frequency of absolute victory descending upon you. You are stepping into the exact timeline you were born to rule. The question I asked you to hold at the beginning of this message is ready to be answered. What if the massive gap is not a character flaw at all? Here is the absolute truth. The hidden mechanism that blocked your prayers for years was never your lack of faith. It was the constant hum of survival beta waves. And tonight, that toxic signal is officially overridden. A specific brainwave called the gamma wave was running in you as a child at genius-level capacity. Princeton University has extensively studied this powerful frequency. The Einstein Center in Berlin officially confirmed it. Columbia University found that when this brainwave is restored, it radiates outward and positively influences the people you deeply love. A brilliant team of neuroscientists, led by Dr. Robert Lake in New York, discovered something incredible. They spent years compressing the full clinical protocol for gamma reactivation into just 7 minutes. Before I tell you what they built, let me tell you about 2 chosen ones who used it. Their lives were completely transformed by this amazing discovery. A tired woman from California had tried absolutely everything to heal. She tried meditation and manifesting and endless prayer. Nothing broke the heavy fog holding her back. But after 2 weeks of listening to this frequency, she said something miraculously cleared. Her marriage shifted beautifully, and her exhausted mind finally sharpened. She described her life as enchanted for the first time. Then a man from Texas started using it to improve his business focus. 2 months later, his wife joked that his IQ had jumped 20 points. The hardest problems he used to lose sleep over started solving themselves while he slept peacefully. He said it felt like his brain was finally running on what it was always supposed to run on. That is exactly what Dr. Lake and his dedicated team built. They call it the Genius Song. It is absolutely not a meditation app or a generic sound frequency. It is a 7-minute audio track using advanced brain entrainment technology. It is compressed from 1 full hour of clinical protocol into something you do at home with headphones and closed eyes. That is the entirety of what it physically requires. You do not meditate. You do not chant. You simply let the frequency do what your beautiful brain was always designed to receive. The Genius Song is absolutely not for everyone. It is uniquely built for the chosen one who has already done the brutal inner work. It is for the rare soul who understands that what is being blocked is not their faith, but the frequency through which blessings move. If your spirit confirms this is for you, the path is completely open. Biofeedback sessions to restore this state cost hundreds of dollars per hour in a clinic. What the Genius Song delivers in 7 minutes is available to you today for a fraction of its true value. 4 powerful bonuses come directly with it. You receive an audio track designed specifically for your children to build focus. You get the original prosperity text that the secret was secretly built upon. You also receive a guided visualization and a daily habits guide built to sustain the gamma state. Here is the deeper truth about waiting. The beautiful provision God arranged for you does not arrive as something entirely new. It arrives as a profound recognition. Something already placed in your path becomes visible when your gamma is completely restored. The chosen one who restores the receiver today does not receive something new. They finally see what was always there waiting. Waiting is not neutral. Do not look for this powerful tool on YouTube or Spotify. Darkness always sends a vicious counterfeit when a chosen one is this close. The dark forces are actively flooding those platforms with distorted frequencies that have no brain entrainment technology encoded. They will only lower your vibration. The only authentic version is available through the protected link in the description and the pinned comment below. The universe demands absolutely no risk from you. If you do not feel the immediate shift, every single penny is returned. That is an energetic exchange governed by complete and total trust. Your path is heavily guarded today. The link is waiting for you in the description and in the pinned comment below. Step into your ultimate timeline now. The physical tool does not replace your beautiful spiritual surrender. It simply restores the receiver so your obedience can produce the results they were always supposed to produce. God does not require you to obtain anything to be infinitely loved. What was just described is simply one way the receiver is quickly restored. Whether that specific path is for you or not, the truth of this powerful message belongs to you entirely. Your spiritual victory was guaranteed the moment you refused to give up. Now let us return to the deep ceiling of your spiritual transformation. The final piece of your massive upgrade is arriving in the spiritual realm right now. You have finally reached the end of the long storm. The brutal season of testing is officially over today. You walked through the absolute darkest valleys completely alone, but you never lost your pure heart. And because you stayed incredibly true to your divine nature, heaven is now crowning you with unprecedented spiritual authority. You are no longer the exhausted empath who begged to be understood. The severe crucible of pain has forged you into the untouchable master of your reality. From this moment on, your energy demands absolute respect without a single word spoken. The massive divine wealth you were promised is flowing effortlessly into your new timeline, and heaven is clearing every obstacle from your path. The narcissists and the manipulators have entirely lost their grip on you. They can no longer access your brilliant light. You have successfully starved the dark parasites of your beautiful energy. Your personal frequency is now heavily guarded by the highest angelic forces. Anyone who tries to curse you will only bless you instead, because the spiritual laws of protection are working in your favor. Breathe in that powerful truth right now. Let the heavy weight of the past fall completely off your tired shoulders. You do not have to fight those invisible battles anymore. The spiritual courts have already ruled in your absolute favor. God is personally handling every single enemy who tried to destroy your beautiful reputation while you focus entirely on building your new kingdom. You are officially a powerful cycle breaker for your entire bloodline. The generational curses that plagued your family for decades stop with you today. You became the sharp weapon of light you were desperately trying to survive. Future generations will thank you for the silent war you bravely won tonight, because your quiet endurance permanently altered the destiny of your family. For the chosen one whose spirit confirmed what was described earlier, the scientific frequency path remains open in the description and pinned comment. That is the very last time it will be mentioned here. What follows now belongs entirely to your closing. We must firmly lock in this massive energetic shift before you leave this space, so the enemy cannot steal the incredible revelation you received. The enemy wants you to forget everything you just heard. Darkness is terrified that you will claim this massive kingdom connection. Do not let the thief steal your miraculous seed tonight. We need to create an unbreakable shield of protection around your household. Your physical action is required to seal this glorious reality, and the angels are waiting for your final command. Listen to me very carefully now. God is watching your physical response in this exact second. If this fiery message has reignited the deep faith inside you, do not keep this great blessing to yourself. Sowing the seed of hope today is multiplying the massive blessing for yourself tomorrow, and the universe always rewards a truly generous heart. You must share this light. There is a rare soul out there bleeding in the dark of despair. They are desperately needing a guiding light to survive their own brutal test. Share this message with them right now to activate the powerful anointing. When you send this transmission to someone else, you multiply your own divine wealth and completely solidify your breakthrough in the heavenly realm. Type Amen down in the comments to permanently seal this glorious reality. Let your written word be the final gavel strike in the spiritual courts. You are fully protected. You are completely loved. You are undeniably chosen by the highest power in the vast universe. Walk forward into your new era of quiet authority, and never let anyone convince you that you are anything less than a master. Your days of crying in secret rooms are totally over. The dawn is shining its brightest rays onto your crown. Claim your massive inheritance right now. Share this video to lock in your divine protection forever. The universe is incredibly proud of your unmatched resilience, and the angels are celebrating your victory in the highest realms today. Welcome to the beginning of your greatest chapter ever. Do not ever shrink yourself to make small people feel comfortable again. You were born to stand out and lead the lost souls back home. Your journey was incredibly painful, but it was absolutely necessary for your spectacular divine elevation. The immense wisdom you gained in the dark is your greatest asset in this new season of abundance, and you will use it to build a massive legacy. I want you to remember this exact feeling of total liberation. Whenever the enemy tries to whisper old lies into your mind, remember the undeniable power you feel right now. You are a totally different person today. The old version of you is completely gone. The master of reality has finally taken the throne, and nobody can ever steal the heavy crown from your beautiful head again. Claim your ultimate victory